Hello, welcome to Fit Tuck. You're with Healthy Eating with Sharan, and I'm Dr. Nandita Shah. And today we're going to talk about hormonal problems. Have you noticed that there are so many hormonal issues these days? Let me just list some of them: diabetes, because insulin is a hormone, and hypothyroid, and PCOD and PCOS, and menstrual disturbances and menopausal disturbances, and infertility. India was a country of overfertility, but now we have infertility clinics everywhere. And breast cancer and prostate cancer and ovarian cancer, these are hormone dependent cancers, and prostate enlargement. And there are many others, but these are the common ones. Have you ever thought that why are so many people getting hormonal diseases these days? Well, one of the biggest reasons is because all our hormones are orchestrated by the pituitary gland, which is a gland in the brain, at the back of the brain. And when one hormone goes out of balance, others go out of balance. And how does one hormone go out of balance, right? Okay, every animal produces hormones, and there are a whole number of hormones that we need. There's cortisol and adrenaline and growth hormones and estrogens and progesterones and testosterone and prolactin and oxytocin and gonadotropin hormone, and there's so many hormones. And all of them take care of every single functioning of the body. So you can imagine that when one hormone goes out of balance, others do too. And when we consume animal products, then we are consuming the hormones which are in these animals too. For example, milk is full of hormones. And nowadays, chickens are raised to grow to full size in just 6 weeks instead of the usual 12. They are full of hormones. All the animals that we eat have not just the hormones that they naturally produce, but hormones that are given to them to grow fast. And these are extremely harmful for us. Have you noticed that young girls attain puberty very early these days? And because the hormonal imbalance is so much, even emotional disturbances are occurring. So we really need to take care of these. The best way is to remove all animal products from the diet, because then you're not consuming any hormones. And here's the thing, if you could do it for just 30 days, you would see results already, which would give you confidence that this can be continued. One of the reasons we don't have confidence in this is because we've grown up thinking that we are naturally omnivores. But that's not true. And if you heard other episodes, you will know about this. Now, where are the other hormones coming from? Well, many times we're taking hormonal medications. Oral contraceptives is an example of this, and steroids are an example of this. And other kinds of hormones can also be given. And these are the things that we should avoid. For example, during infertility treatment, a lot of hormones are given. And actually, many people who go through treatment for infertility suffer lifelong from that treatment. So we really need to take care of not putting hormones in our body. So animal products, hormones as medicines, and then chemicals. Chemicals are hormone disruptors. And where do the chemicals come from? Well, first of all, medicines are also chemicals, right? We should minimize on those, and supplements can be chemicals too. And then there are all the personal care products, the soaps and shampoos and deodorants and talcum powder and toothpaste and lotions and potions and creams and perfumes and cosmetics and shaving cream, and today hand sanitizers. All of these enter our body through our skin or mucous membrane and they have an impact, and every single chemical needs to be broken down by the liver and excreted by the kidneys. So they are a load on our liver, kidneys, but they also upset the hormonal balance. And then there are the home care chemicals, which we breathe in often. The window cleaners and the air fresheners and the agarbattis and the phenols, toilet cleaners and detergents and all kinds of cleaners that weren't used just 60 years ago or 80 years ago are used rampantly now. These are the things that we should reduce. We can clean many things just with baking soda or vinegar in warm water, a microfiber cloth, and nowadays we even get ecological cleaning agents, right? Things that aren't dangerous or not so dangerous to our health. And then finally, there are the chemicals in the environment that we can do little about. But luckily during the pandemic, these have reduced because of less cars moving about, of less industry. And so we should really be aware that we are polluting the earth and are going to leave it as a mess for future generations. Let's clean up our body, clean up the planet, and get healthier together. Sharan is interested in building a culture of health. Please join us. Thank you. Goodbye.